abandoned traditions, abandoned deserted, abandoned forsaken, abandoned derelict, abandoned neglected, abandoned discarded, abandoned relinquished, abandoned cast off, abandoned disused, abandoned forgotten, abandoned unoccupied, abandoned hope, abandoned project, abandoned ship, abandoned plan, abandon, abatement of, abatement in, abatement measures, abatement action, abatement program, abatement strategy, abatement efforts, abatement plan, abatement control, abatement pollution, abatement noise, abatement nuisance, abatement taxes, abatement cost, abatement benefits, aberration from, aberration of, aberration in, aberration to, aberration as, aberration behavior, aberration pattern, aberration occurrence, aberration event, aberration deviation, aberration anomaly, abolished eliminated, abolished eradicated, abolished terminated, abolished annulled, abolished nullified, abolished repealed, abolished revoked, abolished cancelled, abolished withdrawn, abrupt change, abrupt transition, abrupt departure, abrupt ending, abrupt halt, abrupt stop, abrupt shift, abstruse language, abstruse concept, abstruse theory, abstruse topic, abstruse text, abstruse work, abstruse discussion, abstruse subject, abstruse explanation, abstruse reasoning, abstruse argument, absurd idea, absurd notion, absurd concept, absurd theory, absurd statement, absurd argument, absurd proposal, absurd claim, absurd thought, absurd belief, absurd suggestion, absurd conclusion, absurd interpretation, abundance of resources, abundance in nature, abundance of wildlife, abundance of opportunities, abundance of information, abundance of energy, economic abundance, spiritual abundance, abundance of food, abundance of wealth, abundant resources, abundant supply, abundant food, abundant water, abundant wildlife, abundant vegetation, accommodate guests, accommodate requests, accommodate needs, accommodate changes, accommodate preferences, accommodate schedule, accommodate,
accuse blame, accuse allegation, accuse charge, accuse wrongdoing, accuse indictment, accuse denounce, accuse incriminate, accuse impeach, accuse implicate, accuse fingerpointing.
business acumen, financial acumen, political acumen, strategic acumen, management acumen, marketing acumen, technical acumen, creative acumen, analytical acumen, leadership acumen, entrepreneurial acumen, acumen intelligence, acumen insight, acumen expertise, acumen understanding, acumen wisdom, acumen proficiency, acumen sharpness, acumen discernment, acumen perspicacity, acumen shrewdness, adamant refusal, adamant stance, adamant opposition, adamant insistence, adamant belief, adamant demand, adamant refusal, adamant denial, adequate amount, adequate supply, adequate resources, adequate level, adequate quality, adequate standard, adequate provision, adequate funding, adequate support, adherent follower, adherent supporter, adherent believer, adherent disciple, adherent devotee, adherent advocate, adherent loyalist, adherent partisan, adherent fan, adjourn to, adjourn for, adjourn from, adjourn meeting, adjourn court, adjourn session, adjourn hearing, adjourn trial, adjourn conference, adjourn discussion, adjourn debate, adjourn assembly, adjourn gathering, adjunct professor, adjunct faculty, adjunct lecturer, adjunct instructor, adjunct researcher, adjunct staff, admonish for, admonish against, admonish about, admonish by, admonish with, admonish warning, admonish caution, admonish advice, admonish reminder, admonish rebuke, admonish reprimand, admonish scold, admonish chide, admonish berate, admonish reprove, admonish lecture, admonish talk, adolescents teenagers, adolescents youth, adolescents young, adolescents puberty, adolescents teen, adolescents age, adolescents adolescent, adultery affair, adultery infidelity, adultery cheating, adultery betrayal, adultery unfaithfulness, adultery betrayal of trust, adultery extramarital affair, adultery extramarital relationship, adultery affair of the heart, adultery affair of passion, adultery affair of lust, adultery affair of desire. Adverse effects, adverse conditions, adverse impact, adverse outcomes, adverse consequences, adverse reaction, adverse circumstances, adverse events, adverse reactions, adverse weather, adverse effects, adverse health, adverse reaction, adverse conditions, adverse implications. Aesthetic appeal, aesthetic beauty, aesthetic design, aesthetic value, aesthetic quality, aesthetic sense, aesthetic taste, aesthetic style, aesthetic look, aesthetic appearance, aesthetic form, aesthetic expression, aesthetic experience, aesthetic pleasure. Affectionate gesture, affectionate behavior, affectionate pet, affectionate relationship, affectionate bond, affectionate touch, affectionate care, affectionate love, affectionate kindness, affectionate warmth, affectionate compassion, affectionate embrace. Affliction pain, affliction suffering, affliction disease, affliction illness, affliction ailment, affliction condition, affliction disorder, affliction affliction health, affliction ailment, affliction injury, affliction discomfort, affliction trouble, affliction burden. Alacrity in, alacrity with, alacrity to, alacrity for, alacrity action, alacrity response, alacrity decision, alacrity move, alacrity agreement, alacrity speed, alacrity efficiency. Alimentary nutritional, alimentary dietary, alimentary food, alimentary sustenance, alimentary nourishment, alimentary feeding, alimentary digestion, alimentary ingestion, alimentary intake, alimentary absorption. Allegations against, allegations accusation, allegations charges, allegations wrongdoing, allegations scandal, allegations investigation, allegations claims, allegations alleged. Alleviate pain, alleviate suffering, alleviate symptoms, alleviate stress, alleviate poverty, alleviate pressure, alleviate concerns, alleviate risks, alleviate burdens, alleviate hardship. Alleviate suffering, alleviate stress, alleviate burden, alleviate discomfort, alleviate symptoms, alleviate pressure, alleviate tension, alleviate anxiety, alleviate condition, alleviate problem. Allocate funds, allocate time, allocate resources, allocate tasks, allocate budget, allocate manpower, allocate space, allocate responsibilities, allocate effort, allocate personnel, allocate investment, allocate assets, allocate capital, allocate funding, allocate allowances. Allure charm, allure attraction, allure appeal, allure seduction, allure fascination, allure enchantment, allure magnetism, allure enticement, allure captivation. Altruistic behavior, altruistic act, altruistic motive, altruistic gesture, altruistic deed, altruistic action, altruistic spirit, altruistic nature, altruistic attitude, altruistic intention, altruistic impulse, altruistic character, altruistic value, altruistic principle, altruistic quality. Linguistic ambiguity, moral ambiguity, legal ambiguity, ambiguity in communication, ambiguity in literature, ambiguity in language, ambiguity in instructions, ambiguity in decision-making, ambiguity in expression, ambiguity in perception. Ambivalence towards, ambivalence about, ambivalence over, ambivalence regarding, ambivalence concerning, ambivalence with, ambivalence in, ambivalence towards, ambivalence between, ambivalence within. Ameliorate conditions, ameliorate symptoms, ameliorate suffering, ameliorate the situation, ameliorate pain, ameliorate effects, ameliorate problems, ameliorate poverty, ameliorate impact, ameliorate risk. Amend a law, amend a document, amend a contract, amend a mistake, amend a sentence, amend a policy, amend a rule, amend a regulation, amend a provision, amend a clause, amend a section,